and all you weirdos in the middle. Welcome to the backyard pond. Just got off work. Just gonna make a few casts. Hopefully we can get a couple people up in here. Shoot the breeze. How's everybody doing on this Thursday? If you're watching this after the fact, please leave a comment. Let me know that you're like, hey man, I do watch these after the fact. It would mean a lot to me. Let's dive right into it. You already know the gear. You already know the setup. Let's get it. We got a worm and a bobber out there already. Lake is incredibly high. And we're hoping to hook up. Not too optimistic, but hey, the world's our oyster. Let's give it a shot, you know? Had about, 2 to 3 inches of rain. And I just got back from a trip up north. Had some stuff I wanted to do up that way. Went up into the hills. And for the next couple days, you guys are going to be seeing a ton of waterfall shorts. Every time I get up in that neck of the woods, I tend to see a lot of waterfalls. That's kind of the MO up north, and figured I'd share those with you guys. I'm really trying to push my shorts lately because I'm hoping to hit 10 mil. And you're like, 10 mil? How the hell are you going to get there, Unc? Well, we hit 8.5 on the viral deer clip, which I'm pretty much over. And we still doing lives, maybe not as often as we should. Like I said, I've been out of town for a couple weeks. Or couple days, weeks, I wish. But back in town now and happy to be hanging out in the backyard pond. I'm just Sam. Hey, shout out to you, man. Hard-headed dangler, shout out to you. Right now we just got a little inline, bro. We just getting warmed up, you know. Just like a rooster tail inline. We got a worm and a bobber out as well. And we also got the bait caster rigged up with the Ned rig and speed worm. Looking for, what I'd really love to find is a yellow perch, because I know they're pretty active even this time of year. But if we can't do that, we're going to try to target like a spotted bass or a largemouth. It is winter time, so it's a little bit hard, but I got off work early and I'm, it gets dark here at like 4 o'clock now, right? This time of year. And it's been a while since I've been able to fish back here. The pond is way up where it is normally. But we're looking for some fish, man. I'm thinking it's winter time and they're out in the little deeper part of the pond. But we won't give it a try. That inline feels good moving through the water. Worm is over there. I should have probably took the bobber off and just gone off the bottom, but I don't have enough weight for it. I'm just going to call you Sam77 if that works. Where are you from and what are you fishing for, man? This is actually my backyard pond. In the summertime, it's about 4 acres. A white inline. I will keep that in mind. I know all those bass didn't hibernate yet. Typically this time of year they hang out in the deeper water. Like I was saying, if you're new here, this is my backyard pond. Welcome to the channel. Florida. Oh man, you know, I got some big fish. I'm out here in the Pacific Northwest, West Coast of, you know, Washington State. And I've got some big old salmon and some big old sturgeon. But always been a bucket list for me to hook up with the peacock bass. And I know you're like, man, you can catch them anywhere. But I can't. I've never caught one. Ketchbeck. Looks like Tennessee. Pacific Northwest, man. Washington State coast. And, you know, the thing about the ponds and the lakes and the train, it all kind of, if you're country, you're country. You know what I'm saying? You know, every time this summer I was throwing, I couldn't miss. Would, this time of year it's kind of slowing down, but at least it ain't raining. It's been raining here the last 3 days, and it's just nice to be outside. Got off work a little bit early. Really hoping to find a yellow perch. It's been a while. It's been a while, and I'd like to eat it. We could do a catch and cook. Keith, I don't think I've seen you around the channel, man. Thanks for stopping by. Where are you from? Tennessee? Is that where you're from? And what are you catching out there? Ah. Yeah, I've been to Pensacola. And that's about the end of it. And I was just to the airport, and I was traveling through to visit my aunt and, well, my wife's aunt in Alabama. Oof, reel needs a little bit of oil. I think we're going to let it work at a little different area of the water table. I think I'm going to drop it down a little bit. Try not to get impatient, but deepest part of the pond is actually about 32 feet at the moment. We've had crazy rain bringing the pond level way up. Yeah, we just weren't spinning it fast enough. Oh yeah, there we go. Hey, every fisherman's dream, right? Boom. Grass bass. I guess we'll have to switch from vegetarian setting on our inline to catching fish, right? Hate it when that happens. Hopefully we on that Wi-Fi and not just lagging out. Hey, shout out to the 3 people up in here. Appreciate you taking the time to check me out on a Thursday. Welcome to the backyard pond. Hopefully we can rip some lips. Hey, Thunderbolt, how we doing? Shout out to you, man. Hope you're having a good Thursday. Got off work a little bit early, trying to catch some fishies, in the backyard pond. It's been raining for the last 3 days here in Washington State, and damn if it doesn't feel good to be outside. Hey, appreciate that, man. If you're new here, appreciate it. You can check out the content. Got lots of fishing gear. I try to go live a couple times a week. I guess the question I ask everybody is, where are you from, man? And what do you fish for? Like, I don't need the address. And I guess I can answer that question first. I live in the Pacific Northwest, Washington State coast, about a mile from the beach. And I guess I predominantly fish for salmon. Salmon are kind of my go-to fish as of late. But if we out here in the backyard pond, it's, a little largemouth or spotted bass and bluegill, all kinds of stuff. So, but what I like to fish for most is yeah, man, I don't have, the thing is I went viral off of this one short, right? That's why my subscriber count is way high. But like, I can't produce that kind of content on the regular. So, if you're wondering why I got 5K subscribers and like 3 people up on my lives, that's just how it goes, man. It's actually the downside of going viral. Canada? Like, what part of Canada? And do you... I normally roast Canadians for fun. It's kind of like my way of showing camaraderie, But I'll wait till I get to know you. Are you like, yeah, what part of Canada? Are you up in like Victoria or BC area? Windsor. And just like that, you expose my geographical ignorance. I'm not quite sure. Once upon a time, I was a sailor in the United States Navy. Stationed lots of different places, but one of those places happened to be Bremerton, Washington. It's kind of up north by Seattle. And when our ships were doing workups, like testing and stuff, we'd always go up to Canada or down into Mexico. And I went into Victoria a few different times and Vancouver a couple different times. And I was out drinking at a bar. And here in America, we got dollar bills, all the way up to 5s and stuff. There, your guys' coin system goes up to like a $5 coin, I believe, like a loon. So I couldn't figure out why I was like broke, right? Because I pulled out like hundreds of bucks. I'd go out to the bar with my buddies. And I'd get my change. I'd give them like a 20. And I'd get my change and I'd drop my change in the tip jar, right? And I'm tipping these guys like 15 bucks. And I have no idea because I'm just an idiot and I don't understand how the money system works. So, I mean, these bartenders are handing me my change and at the end of the night, I have like a pocket full of change, which to me would be like, here in America, it'd just be like a couple bucks. But like, by the time I counted my change, it was like $100 and something, and I'd been over tipping the bartender all night. It was, I think the whiskey had a little bit to do with that, but it was a good time. Hey, just saying, man, I grew up poor, and it was a way to get out of the trailer park, you know? Like, I don't regret it. I had a pretty good time in my military service. It's one of those things you hate it while you're in, and then you miss it like crazy once you're out. Another weird thing about Canada is like, all right, so you're up in a strip club, right? Or we'll call it a gentleman's club, because I don't know if there's kids in here. Up in a gentleman's club, and here, you know, you tuck a dollar bill into the dancer's lingerie to let her know that you appreciate what she's doing. They don't have a dollar bill. So, like, what am I supposed to do now? I'm just supposed to throw change? I'm supposed to flick these loons at this poor girl dancing? I don't, like, I'm going to give her a black eye. I don't want to do that. That was pretty much my Canadian experience. Actually, you know what? In Victoria, they had like this little house of mini... Sorry, this is what I do. I fish and I tell stories. Hopefully y'all are here for it. And if you are, hit that like button for me. So yeah, I was in Victoria, and being a sailor, you kind of drink a little heavy, you know, after being out to sea for any amount of time. I mean, it could have been a couple hours, and then you pull into port and you drink. It's just kind of part of the culture. And we went to Victoria. I'm doing a little bit of day drinking, hitting the bars, and I'm walking downtown, and I see this sign that says Miniature Museum, World's Most Miniature Museum. And I'm like, I can't think of a reason not to check this out. Yeah, I got to Florida, or Thunderbolt. I think it's me, you, and Sam77. Why, are you not having a good time? Yeah, so anyways, I check out this museum of miniatures, and I'm like, I don't know what this is going to be about, but it was actually really cool. Like, the hand detail that they put into, like, I want to call them doll houses, but that doesn't really give it justice. And the time spent, they had like a whole little circus theme and like a mini railroad. And that was one of the funnest non-drinking related activities I did in Canada. If it makes you feel any better, got 8 people up in here. Hey, thanks for rocking with me on a Thursday. Yeah, bro, I bet. You know, I live out at the coast, right next to the ocean, right at ground level, or sea level, so we don't get a ton of snow. With that being said, we got about 3 inches of rain, and that's a little different than 3 inches of snow. Snow accumulates quick. We got 3 inches of rain, talking about an atmospheric river and stuff. Brought my pond up probably about 10 feet from where it normally is. But that's alright, I kind of needed it, you know? I think we're going to check on our little wormy here in a minute. We might jump back into this. I really enjoy the inline. It's one of my favorite things to use back here. We're going to check on our worm and bobber setup. And kind of throw them out of the way here. The reel's a little bit tight. Hey, well, welcome, man. Welcome to the channel. I didn't think I'd seen you around. I'm pretty good at remembering people for the most part. I'm sure that'll... Man, what is up with this reel? It's seen better days, that's for sure. We're gonna leave this up by the bank, and we're gonna hope we can catch like a little bullhead catfish or a bluegill. We got a little storm drain that runs out right there. New to the channel, man. Well, you're in for a treat, bro. Like, I did a shit ton of fishing this summer. New ponds, new lakes, new streams. Did a bit of camping. I don't know if that's your thing, but welcome. You know, if you want to run down about what the channel's about, fishing, live fishing, outside, e-biking. I live next to the beach, so it might be something beach related. But my kind of motto is like always outside and never AI. You know, I'm getting sick of watching all these AI videos slowly take over the internet. And 8-foot medium bait caster, Ned rig, speedtail worm. Ah, you're a youngster. Well, never mind about my Canadian stories then. I'll keep that in mind and keep my content a little more kid-friendly. Got that speed worm on there. I'm just gonna work it slow. Hopefully we can't hook up a fish. We're just gonna drag it along the bottom is the plan for this. There is I'll adjust the brakes a little bit, turn it down. Let that soft plastic sink. I know this is a slow kind of fish, but it's how I do it. Especially this time of year. You really got to make them want it, you know? They're not up eating about. Metabolisms have slowed way down. Still wouldn't be too surprised if we got one. Looks good. It's a little larger than I would like. But, oh man. You know, once you get these bait casters dialed in, they sure work good. You know, I put off using one of these for years because I didn't think it was worth a damn. I was like, I grew up on a spinning rod. If it's not broke, why fix it? But I broke down, bought one a couple years ago. Send him a link to my channel, man. I'd appreciate it. And, me too. I think it's like an uncle's role, like fishing and being outside. I think that's kind of like what like uncles are meant for, right? That's the role I enjoy in life. Let's shoot this thing out in some deeper water. Looks like a perfect cast there. Fishing shows, huh? What kind of fish does he catch? Or try to catch? Hey, shout out to you if you're just getting here. Welcome to the backyard pond. Beautiful day, just trying to catch a couple fish after work. Oh man, that's all right. You got to start somewhere, you know? Nobody starts out knowing. I started learning about fish with a worm and a bobber, throwing it out into the pond, seeing what bit. And that was, you know, long before the world of YouTube and Google. You just kind of figured it out. What I did is I just bring it in back to the house in a bucket and then ask my grandpa. Be like, Grandpa, what the hell is this? You can be like, oh boy, that's a bluegill. Or you just go with somebody you know. In your case, probably be your uncle. But I think it's a pretty cool hobby. You know, not too many kids are into it nowadays. I have trouble getting my nieces and nephews to get off of the tablet, stop playing Roblox, and learn how to cast a line. Fish kind of move, just gotta find it. That's awesome, man. And no worries about the typing. I can't text or type worth a darn, so you're fine by me. You know, like fishing is a little bit like a video game. I don't know if I don't know if you're a gamer or not, but you know, you kind of grind it, you work hard, and then once you beat that level, you're like, that's what's up, you know? You get that rush or happy feeling. Especially if you've never fished it before. If you've never been there, you don't know what's going to happen, you don't know what you're going to catch. It's exciting. But a lot of times it's just sitting on your butt, watching a bobber, hoping something happens. So you never know. Hey, we got 5 people. That means 4 of y'all are lurking. Jump up in that chat. Let me know where you're from and what you fish for. Or how your Thursday's going. I don't care. Thanks for hanging out with me, even if it's just for a little bit. I think we're going to slow it down, speed it up, swim it for a little bit, set it back down. Gotta switch something up. Fishing this time of year is pretty difficult. We'll go back to throwing that inline around, seeing if we can't hook up. Hey, hope you're having a great day. Thanks for kicking it in the backyard pond. I see all the strong silent type. Switching it up. Inline spinner, rooster tail, whatever you want to call it. This is actually a bang tail, if we're being brand specific. A little bit big for what we're trying to do back here, but hopefully we can hit a angry spot. Hey, random dude, it's been a minute, man. Thanks for checking out the live. Glad you made it. How's your Thursday? Good, good. No complaints. One day closer to the weekend, right? We are catching absolutely nothing. But we just got back in town, having a good time. Been a couple days since I fished the pond. Figured I'd give it a shot. Yeah, it was 2 something. It's probably about 2:30 here now. I have this one little loop in my line. It's driving me absolutely bonkers. It's not hurting anything. It's just, I don't like it. It's like at the bottom of the reel. It's not a bird's nest. It's not hurting anything. It's just a little tiny loop from where the line went slack. But it doesn't belong there. So we're going to work it out. I had to go up north, a little farther. And spent 3 days visiting an old buddy I hadn't seen in years. It was nice. It was nice to get away from the beach for a little bit. You know, I grew up out in the mountains, and that's where I went. I was up in the mountains for the last couple days. Got to see some pretty epic waterfalls. Massive storm, which wasn't overly fun to travel in, but made it back safe and sound, back at the coast, back in the backyard pond, trying to catch me a spot. That is awesome, Thunderbolt. Hey, what kind of fish is that? If you know, leave me a comment. That would be the, rotten wood. That's what that would be. I like Korean barbecue. Does that count? Like, that's probably totally racially insensitive. So we won't say that again. But that's awesome, man. I wish I spoke a different language, to be honest. Thank you, Mr. Random Dude. Thanks for swinging by the live and showing some support. Appreciate you. Thunderbolt, you could be cursing me out right now, but I'm gonna still say thanks because I have no idea, right? Ignorance is bliss. Thanks for the comment, man. I appreciate it. You know, I might switch up these lives. Love fishing. I'm out here all the time off camera, but I'm sure it's pretty boring for y'all, so. You can make it less boring by chatting. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, gave it my best shot and just absolutely struck out. And that's just how it goes sometimes. But I had a great time. Good time to be outside. Go outside. It's good for your soul. Thunderbolt, hope to see you more around the channel, kid. Have a good night. Peace.